Hi, everybody. My name is Lindley. I'm an intuitive coach, and I'm here to present a topic that is quite common right now. We're in a universal energy of healing inner mother and father wounds. Our divine masculine and divine feminine are wanting to work together and heal themselves. So, this video is specifically for if you're wanting to heal those divine feminine wounds, or you're looking to open up um, and explore that part of yourself. So, this video might not relate to everyone, especially if you grew up with a healthy female role model or you had a really good mother growing up. This probably won't relate. But this is for anyone whose mother wounds do need some healing and nurturing and care. And so, how do we, in a predominantly patriarchal society, so when the divine masculine and feminine are in balance, it's because they're working in harmony with each other. So there's a strong masculine presence, which is safety, stability, security, openness, trust, um, being able to communicate, not being aggressive, not getting angry, not reacting immediately. It just is a safe, wholesome space. That allows the feminine to then open up to their emotional side. They're allowed to feel things that maybe they were never allowed to or meant or able to regulate as a child. It also allows the feminine to open up to see her wounds, to see where she might be holding back in situations. It allows her to confidently express herself. It allows her to be real, to be free, to be happy, to feel at peace. So it is 2024. We are stepping out of this totally patriarchal society, but the fact is, women have had to adapt to the masculine more than the masculines have had to adapt to the feminine. Now, there are a tremendous amount of guys that are out here doing the work on themselves, which is amazing. But I would say the women are a little ahead of the game just because we've had to adapt for so long. So, what do I mean by living in a patriarchal society? Well, women have had to create their own source of income. They've had to enter the workforce. They've had to take on a lot of masculine roles, providing, gaining income, supporting the structure of a family. And those of you that might disagree that these are just female feminine roles, well, look back as far back as you can to the history, um, all throughout time. Women have naturally been the nurturing home give home givers, home carers, providers in that sense. They're nurturing. They provide that emotional support. So how are women supposed to be in tune with, and genetically we have a ton of emotions to process, to understand, and then to hold space. We're also very empathic and we pick up. We're very sensitive. We pick up on other people's energies. So if you're going to come home to a female that's been working all day, struggling to process her own emotions, and then you give her yours, just think of how much of a workload that is. That's not natural. That's not what we were designed to do. But we've moved and we're so far into this masculine society where women are actually fighting to have higher roles, are actually fighting to be more of a man than the men themselves. And that's all great. That's for some. And we're all free. Hey, look, I'm two-spirited. I'm bi. I am a little bit of both. And there are all different cuts and breeds of people. So I'm not saying you have to be totally in your feminine or totally in your masculine. But what I'm saying is that our collective and our society needs this space to grow and this safe space so that we can heal and get back to what a healthy feminine and a healthy masculine might be. And how you choose to work with those two within yourself, totally up to you. And the purpose of this is so that the newer generations can learn how to work with their divine masculine and their divine feminine. Okay, so how do we start to heal the divine feminine wounds if we are in this masculine society? We're kind of pushed into our masculine roles. We're not given a lot of freedom to express our emotions, or maybe we are. But a lot of the clients that come to me, this is exactly what's going on. And the key to it, there are a couple keys. The first one is carving out time. Carving out, and I always suggest everyone at least 3 hours a week, just this time to yourself to meditate, to take a bath, to go for a walk, to be in nature, to read a book, to do something for yourself that only you are allowed in to do. Okay. And that time is for you to regulate and process what you are truly feeling, to get in tune with your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings, not anything anyone has told you to feel or what we've been pre programmed to feel. This time is just for you, just for your self care, because the amount that we can love other people is the amount that we love ourselves. So it's time for nurturing and self care is number one. Number two, surround yourself in environments of healthy, divine masculine males. What does this mean? So, I understand it's not completely ideal if you are looking for the more we can surround ourselves with a healthy, divine masculine, the more healing, the better, the more sustainable it'll become. So if you can find someone that you completely trust, it's a platonic relationship, there's no strings attached, there's nothing besides being a safe place involved. Seek that, stay with that, be with that, but make sure it's someone that you can completely unwind and unravel and feel safe and free to be yourself with. And ideally, this person is actually going to encourage you to open up even more than you have before. They're going to tell you, don't worry about the electricity. Don't worry about um, doing things that you might not have been allowed to do as a child. They're going to make you expand and heal in so many ways. And I know this from experience. Um, another thing we can do is really pay attention to the men around that maybe aren't very healthy. And toxic masculinity can show up in a number of ways. One of the most unhealthy ways is the men that don't have a sense of confidence within themselves. So they seek and gain their confidence by belittling others. So they, yeah, they can team up or they can individually. It depends on their ranking, but usually if they have a higher superiority, they'll use that to prey on younger victims most commonly. Anyone, they'll use age as uh, a belittling tactic, or that's the most common. And then they'll use their superiority to cut someone down, and that is not healthy to be around. That will not allow the feminine to expand or to be herself. What it will do is activate the masculine within any females to stand up for themselves, or it will activate the toxic femininity, which shows up as people pleasing and needing to bow down. It's not empowering. It is, hmm, it is not empowering. It does not allow someone to open up because they know the dangers of opening up. They know that any vulnerability they express will be used against them. So instead, what do? They completely shut out um, any forms of self expression or truth, which is the opposite of being authentic and being free. So if you find yourselves in a very toxic masculine environment, get out. It's not worth it. It is so not worth it. These people are stuck in a time that doesn't exist and is rapidly shifting right now. And we will see it shift more and more because this is the way of the world. People are attracted to vulnerability, they're attracted to authentic growth. They want realness and deepness and connection. And when you meet people that stunt that or use it against you, it can be very manipulative and it will stunt your growth. The more you're in those kinds of environments, the longer this is going to take to heal and the worse damage it's going to do to our bodies, especially our mental health, to be around that all day, every day. Honestly, I wish I knew this myself many years ago. Um, okay, so opening up the divine feminine environment plays the biggest role because what goes on outside affects what goes on inside. Um, we can do the inner work, but you don't want to start the inner work until you know that your outer environments are safe. Okay, there's no point unbandaging a wound if you know dust is just going to fly into it, right? You wouldn't take off a band-aid where there's dust flying around. That's what it's like doing the inner work on ourselves. So all you divine feminines out there looking to heal, and I know there are a ton of us that want to just feel free and our best authentic selves, start noticing who's around you and who you want to have around you. Maybe make a list of what you feel divine masculine looks like, and then start to pay attention to those that are around you and be more conscious of when choosing who you spend your time with. Okay. Love you all so much. Love and light.